The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
It's an honour to be joined by two Jedis.
From Sword Point College of Arms,
Here in Perth, near the Hoff planet.
Tracy and Ashton join us.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Lightsaber experts.
Good morning. Thank you for having us here today.
Thank you for coming in.
Nathan saw a story about you and went, "Oh my God, we have to talk to these people."
I just like it. I really like it when really great things are happening in Perth and you didn't realise it's happening. This has been happening for what, 5 years?
5 years. 5 years we've been doing lightsaber classes for, and quite a small little class, but we get people through.
It's a niche, is what
It
you
is a
might
niche.
say.
Not
It's
after
very
today,
much
mate.
me.
You're going to be full to the brim. I say Tracy, Ashton. Ashton, what's your relationship to Tracy?
She's my mum.
So you've been born into being
Born
a
into
Jedi.
100%.
Yeah.
I must interject that he's probably more on the Sith side of things.
Yeah, okay. Well, the black jacket
Really?
gives it away. Yeah.
If we're getting technical, it's more of a grey Jedi, but I'm not going to get into
Oh,
it.
okay.
Oh, okay. So you ride either political party. Okay.
Yeah.
Fence sitter.
Yeah.
I want to know, when you join the Jedi, right, at the start, when people join your course, do you have to pick the dark or the light side?
No.
Or do you discover that during your training?
You find it in your heart? Is it?
It's interesting. We don't discriminate. We just have an open door policy. If you are Jedi or Sith, we don't ask these questions. You just
Okay.
come along and have a good
Good
time.
or
But we've
evil,
seen what's
everyone's
happened in the
welcome.
past. Obviously, if you're trained to be
Yeah.
a Jedi and you go to the dark side,
can
then this
flip.
could bring the universe to its knees.
It could, however, it could also bring balance to the universe.
Oh.
In your face,
What
Shaun.
a philosophical
She
way
just
of looking at it.
Kenobi'd you right in the nuts.
I felt it.
That was amazing. Okay, so
just
how
piss out now.
did this begin?
This began, it's quite an interesting origin story. We were doing a non-contact theatrical sword class on a Monday evening.
Yes.
And my son and I joined. He was 12.
Yeah.
I was busy and could only make it on a Monday night. My husband Lee was doing sword classes on a Thursday, and I couldn't join that. But he said, "Come along to a Monday night."
What an interesting little
Sword
family.
classes, yeah.
Everyone else is going
You
to
had to
swimming lessons.
You had to clear your busy schedule to fit in a night of sword classes.
Well, that was the problem. I was doing karate on a Thursday night, but then I said, "No, I'll come along to this theatrical class." So we were doing that for maybe a year,
Yeah.
and then our instructor Johan looked at us all. We're all sort of fairly Star Wars geeky,
Yeah.
and said, "Would anyone be interested in doing a lightsaber module?" And we were all
Yes.
like,
Yes.
"Of course we would." And we came along, and they had some lightsabers, and we learnt the basics, and then of course we turned the lightsabers on and all turned into little moths with the glow sticks going,
Yes.
"Oh my God, this is amazing!"
This is
Yes.
awesome.
This is awesome. So what started as a lightsaber module turned
Yes.
into a lightsaber class. So
So do you get
we've been doing
certified in lightsabers technique? And
Is
is
there
it
like a
different
black
levels?
belt kind of situation?
No. For the instructing side of things, I do have a karate background.
Yep.
And we haven't gone into the grading system. There are other schools that do. It's quite interesting. Lightsabers is regarded as a sport.
To who?
So is hobby horsing.
Well, seriously, it's a sport, and worldwide it is a recognised
Really?
sport. Yep.
So
And
possibly
even
the
Olympics, no.
Yeah, the
Maybe.
French Fencing Federation actually has their own lightsaber rule set that they've
Yeah, right.
followed, and they've set the criteria.
So they're
for
ready to
it.
go because breakdancing had to make theirs up. No, keep
don't-
going.
Yeah, so maybe we can just slide into the gap that has been
Yeah.
left from breaking.
Sorry, I would watch. If you just good swordsmanship, right?
Yes.
Whether it be real or even like choreographed, is amazing to watch.
You don't want to be Australia's ray gun, though, if you get the opportunity to compete at the next Olympics.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah. See, I'm a bit of a geeky nerd, so the daggy moves I think would come out. So
I want to talk about your partner firstly. So he was at a sword class. So are you guys? Because I said that you don't present as geeks, which is great because you can go plain clothes undercover.
absolutely, we are very much undercover.
Yeah. Is your husband a geek as well?
Absolutely.
So you guys met through geekiness, or?
We met through work. We were working together
In the Geek Factory.
No, the Geek Factory produced the Geek Baby.
yeah.
No, we're both radiographers, so
okay, that's really cool.
So we're sort of health professionals, so
Yes.
we
I
slide
love
right
this.
under
This
the
is
radar.
great.
So
This
he's
is
actually
great.
just finished night shift today, so he's probably
Straight down
listening.
the park for some sword fighting?
Yeah,
or?
well, probably a little bit dangerous. I don't think I
Yeah.
trust him after night shift.
Sure.
So swing a sword.
How many times a week are you training? You guys getting together as a group?
As a group, for Lightsaber, we train just once a week.
once
We're
a
on a
week.
Monday night.
Not a
Do you think
massive
that's enough? Do you think
commitment.
it's enough, Tracy? Like, if you want to really be at the top of your game, you know.
Yeah.
It's interesting. If you want to excel in a sport, obviously you have to put
Yeah.
the time in. And
Yes.
someone like Ashton, who has grown up literally
With
with
the lightsaber in his hand.
lightsaber in his hand, and twirling stuff, and he'll be out in the garden and he'll just twirl
Yes.
stuff around. His skills are far superior to mine because I just do it as a bit
Yes.
of a hobby.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Or
if you
it's
want to,
Ashton's life. Yeah.
he loves it. And
He will still be able
Ashton.
to put me on my ass any day of the week, no matter how skilled
Mate,
I
that's
am.
most of our mothers.
100%.
I want to know, Ashton, did you ever see the viral video of the guy that was practicing the lightsaber in his garage that went everywhere? Did you ever see
Probably,
that?
yeah.
Yeah. What did you? Was it something that you hid from people? Because that guy was
Yes.
hiding it. Is it something that you hid from people? Because people used to be ashamed of their geekiness.
Yeah.
Or is it something that now you wear proudly as a
Like-
badge? What do people? Did everyone at school know that you do lightsabering? Lightsabering?
Everyone close to me knows, and it's
Everyone
definitely
close to me.
it's
It's not being
definitely
completely shunned.
it's definitely a shock when some people. I told someone at work about it, and they just looked at me and went, "You do what?" Because I started them out easily, and I went, "All right, yeah, I fight people with swords," and they went, "Oh, that's really cool."
Yes.
And I showed them all my kit and all my a video of me fighting.
And then the weapon.
Yeah, and then my the weapon, and then they went, "Wait, hang on, what's that?" And I went, "Oh yeah, I also do lightsabers." And they just had this really blank look on their face and went,
Nathan's
do
powering
what?
up the lightsaber
"Oh
now.
yeah, 100%." Yeah, they're always a little bit shocked.
But the skills are pretty much the same. But
Yeah.
is there a big difference between sword fighting and lightsaber fighting?
Lightsaber's harder.
Yeah, right.
100%
And
harder.
more dangerous. Is there a
Way more
waiting period
dangerous.
on this, or we can just go right in and get one?
Because there's no crossguard.
Yeah.
So the big thing when people are used
Fingers.
to fighting, so we fight with long swords as well, and
Okay.
the skills are transferable.
Yeah.
So if you learn one weapon, you do fairly well in
You've
the
got a
other.
good grounding,
You've got
yeah.
a good grounding. However, the idea of blade control
Yeah.
that you get with a sword, you don't have the same thing with a lightsaber, and the blades slide down and hit your
Yeah.
fingers.
Wow.
Yeah.
I want to know, your relationship is actually beautiful, right? I want to know if
Families that lightsaber together stay
They do,
together,
Natalie.
honestly.
Do you? Because I could just see this. If someone's trying to think, okay, how can I do something different with my kid?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
a lot of the times, you've suddenly got this geeky kid that's popped up, and you're going, oh wait there. And if you're a sports person, especially Sean, like you're going, wait there. How do I connect with them?
Yes.
This would be a really great
Absolutely.
bonding thing to do with your kid,
Absolutely.
wouldn't it? Whether it be the mother or the father.
Yeah, we have had quite a few family units come through.
That's so great.
Better than an escape
and that
room.
sort of thing. The
100%.
teenagers with their mums or dads who aren't quite into it, or vice versa. The sporty kid that has a geeky parent, and they come along. And currently, we've got another mother and son, practically the same age as us, who are also training. And she comes from a drama and dancing background, and has excelled. She's fantastic. She's done so well with her fighting now.
Mate.
So,
Tracy,
yeah.
talking about the fighting,
Yeah.
is there a winner and loser when you're doing battles?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
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 So there's,
And was there a referee or something? 'Cause Obi-Wan
there's
sitting there in the
different-
corner?
I think it'd be Yoda. It'd be Yoda. Wouldn't it? It'd be Yoda.
There's different scoring systems,
Yeah.
and you can score the same way as you would with a saber or a sword, that you allocate different points to different targets.
Right.
For example, the shallow targets like the hands and the arms are 1,
Yep.
and the body is 2, and the head is 3.
Similar to fencing in that regard.
That sort of
yeah.
idea, and then quite often we sort of have a first to 10 sort of rule, and then whoever gets to the 10 points then sort of wins against that person.
Yep.
So you're wanting not to be scored against.
Yep.
I
And
am
is it
all about
an
this.
expensive sport to set yourself up
Yeah,
in?
how much is a
What does a
lightsaber?
lightsaber cost you?
Interestingly, we have a shop right here in Perth called Saber Direct.
We do not.
We do.
What are you talking about? That direct sabers to the world?
Yeah, yeah.
We're looking at Sabre Hub.
Well,
a
yeah.
hub.
The name of the company is Sabre Direct. They're up in Armidale, or they're based in Armidale.
Yes.
And a kit like the one that Nathan
is this an
calling
entry
there.
level
That
one?
is entry level.
Yep.
They're the same sabres that we have at the club, so
Yep.
people can walk in and just use
Yep.
them as part of their
Yes.
membership fee. That puts you back about $150, $180.
It's not bad, Sean.
No,
for,
it's not
for-
too
for a
bad.
weapon
It's-
of
it's
mass
good.
destruction.
Yeah.
And
it's
the
good.
protective gear that you're wearing?
A little more expensive jackets, anywhere up to sort of
Do you need them?
$300.
Well, I mean, lightsabers, have you seen what they can do?
Jesus, Nat.
In fairness,
Pick up a book.
we supply the helmets. We started doing just glasses
Yeah.
or mesh glasses.
Yeah.
But so then we call these our heavy glasses. If you're wanting to hit someone on the head,
Yeah.
you need a helmet.
Yeah.
So these cost about sort of $100. Gloves go anywhere up to those sort of spares heavies, which are rated
Yeah.
for steel
Yes.
longsword,
Yeah.
and make a fantastic sound when you clack them hard. They are about $350, so not cheap
Yeah.
when
Yes.
you're talking about
Yeah.
protective
But
gear.
that's when you're going
Well, you don't
full
get your
hog in
head
there.
slide off,
If
no.
you just want to go in there and try it out, you don't need all that gear right at the
If
start.
you want to come and try, we
Yeah.
literally provide everything
That's
that you
fantastic.
need. So the lightsabers are there, the helmets are there, basic gloves are there. We do have some jackets that people can borrow if they want to step into things
Yep.
without just committing
Yep.
to the financial side.
Just rock up any
Fantastic.
bathrobe, Natalie. That's it. Robes. That's what you need, robes.
Swordpoint.com.au or on Facebook, Sword Point College of Arms is where people can get more information. Sean's powering
So-
up his...
Dark Lord Order.
We are going to do traffic. We're going to give some
Yeah.
songs. During that song, we ourselves here and you later on our socials are going to be able to experience a real live lightsaber fight
battle, Nathan.
between mother and son.
Which is...
He is the dark side, she is the light. And remember, the weapons of choice were made in Armidale.
and if it's
Where
on
most
point,
weapons are made.
Tracy, you could go, I'm your mother.
Oh,
That would be amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming in,
Thanks,
guys.
bro.
Go do it.
Thanks, Nat.
The Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Tell you what, it's Happy Wednesday for some people in Cooter. Right now, to me, this is so exciting. I would think if it happened to me. I know
if
it
you're
happened to
there.
one of us.
Yes.
We'll find out if it was exciting. The volcano ash, the volcano in Bali, has spewed all ash up there and all flights have been cancelled. All of them?
No, it's only
Some airlines
Virgin
are
from
flying.
the East Coast in particular. We don't fly Virgin
Yeah.
from here, but it's Jetstar here in particular. I know that I saw those people at the airport and all over Australia,
Yes.
not just here in WA, and just think, oh my God, they've paid for their holiday.
Bali.
They're all set.
Bali.
They're waiting for their time to get
Monkeys,
away from
monkey
work,
forest.
the whole lot. And
Yeah,
they're
so
told they
you're
can't
worried
fly.
about the people who are here and can't go over there. But what Nathan's talking about the people that are there and can't come
Oh,
home.
two sides
so
of the
their
story.
their holidays
Because
extended.
can I tell you from our perspective, when you were over there, I just touched your shoulder and you winced in pain. No, have I become a superhero? What just happened?
I don't know, but it hurt.
Oh my God. Have my powers
There's
kicked
an-
in? I will try that later. But from our perspective, we hated you because you were waking up to just a lot
yeah,
of
you're
bacon.
in Bali. You're in Bali.
And
There was a lot of bacon.
like,
There was
everything
a lot
you were
of
drinking was
bacon.
out of coconut in
Yeah.
our mind.
Yeah.
When you were speaking to us, you were on a hammock in our mind.
Yes.
Well, one time you were talking to us and you were on Turtle Island. You're trying to spin it that you were having a terrible time and then you called us from Turtle Island.
Yeah.
It's like, oh.
And how long were you there for? How
No,
long-
no, I
how
didn't
many
call you from
extra days?
Turtle Island because I had to do the show every morning.
After the show, we
Yeah,
spoke
yeah.
to you when you were, I
Yeah.
can't talk, I'm on Turtle
No,
Island.
that was the worst time ever. I'd put that in. That's definitely one of the worst times I've ever been.
So it was an
been in
extra
this
5
business
days, wasn't
for
it?
16 years.
So
Okay.
it was the first
I'd
week
say
back from
that's number
holidays.
one
You got
by
back
mile.
on the,
Okay, so
on
you're
the
saying
Friday.
So wait, you're saying it's not because of the fact that you're stuck over there and the hotel situation. The fact that you had to speak to us every day was the worst thing.
100%.
Okay, so
100%.
You also did have to pack your bags every day and you sort of check out of your room and then wait for them to reallocate you a new room, didn't you? That is a pain in the butt.
Yeah, it is. And every morning, so I got up
Your
every morning
perspective, okay.
just before 5 o'clock. We're not on air till 6, right?
Let's think about this everyone first. He's in Bali.
Yeah.
He's in Bali.
Yeah. So every morning I'm up and I walk down the front of the Padma Hotel and there was a grassed area back then. There's not anymore. It's a pool. So I used to sit on one of those just, lazy Susan chairs, if you like.
Oh.
Like yeah, okay.
And I'll be trying
So
Like a
really,
sunglass
so you
kind of
sit on a
vibe.
really
trying to talk
relaxing
to you
chair.
guys.
Yeah.
And and then I'd sit there for an hour until we started the show, and then all the while on the line, and then we do the show, and you could bloody barely hear me, and I couldn't hardly chip in, because it's not like today's technology, but the fact that our boss made sure that every minute of the show that I was available until it ended, including doing recorded interviews after.
Which there's
a waste of time.
There's a delay and all that's awful.
And then knowing that after that, then I'd have to go to the, go back to the room or whatever, see what's going on with me, and we'd go to the front and see if we had to check out. Then we'd call the airport 1,000 times over to see if we had to do that kind of thing. And it gets to about after lunch, maybe 1 o'clock, then you go, okay, I'm here for another day, and then you begin the whole cycle again.
So talking about bad times here, remember you went here. Natalie and I went to Kalgoorlie and Esperance. I was talking about it this morning, and we took a whole bunch of listeners, and it was a full-on weekend, wasn't it, Natalie?
Yes.
Full on. Back in the day.
It was grand final weekend too.
Back in the day.
That we did it.
Anyway, I lost my voice, Sean.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I lost my voice, and our boss at the time said, we can't have you
Different
off air.
boss, by the
Different
way.
boss.
Yeah.
We can't have you off air. Even though I said the doctor has said that I cannot speak in the morning, I've got to rest my voice for like 2 days.
Yeah.
So we can't have you off air. So they made Natalie and whoever was filling in call me every 15 minutes. From 6 a.m.
No, you were resting your voice at home.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I was so mad.
Anyway,
this takes me down.
Nathan's got Friday off and Sean's got Monday off with no repercussions. It's fine.
Do you want to speak to people?
Yeah, I want to see if people have been forced to continue their work.
What is the worst thing your workplace has made you do where you just go, this is not right, I could go to the UN with this?
Absolutely. There was other people from in our network who were stuck over there. There was a lady called Michelle at the time.
Yes.
And every day they just popped in, had a chat to her for, I don't know, 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
And other people just continued on their ways. And I was forking out money left, right and centre because insurance doesn't pay you until a month later after you get back.
Yeah, of course.
And we talk about it all the time. What about when we worked here, when this place was on fire and they wouldn't let us stop the show?
The building was literally on fire.
Same manager.
Same minute. So
there was a fire downstairs
used to be
where the bank is now. It was a bar called the Voodoo Bar
at the time. And anyway, it just went up in flames. So I came into work that morning and I've opened up the door and I went, what the hell is this? And then in here, the entire reception, everything was caked with smoke. And I was like, oh my God, and it was toxic sort of fume.
It's an acrid kind of, synthetic smell.
So then our boss said, no, you're going to have to keep doing the show. Just go down to the boardroom because apparently the boardroom doesn't catch on fire.
Except for the guy pressing the buttons. He had to stay in here with asthma in thick smoke.
The fire was out though by that point, right?
I mean,
no. They were licking the microphone, Sam. Now, we would like you to not make us look so bitter because our bosses are listening and probably thinking you just had a bitch about work. So you have to join in so we don't look bad.
Join in.
The worst thing your boss has made you do.
Oh, come on.
What circumstances did you still have to work?
Please join in or we'll be in a meeting after this.
Luke's in Belden. Hello, Luke.
Hi, guys. How are you?
We're a bit whingy today, Luke.
What did your boss make you do, Luke?
Well, you've triggered me. So I used to work on the fishing trawlers out of Albany, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And we used to go all the way near to Antarctica, pretty much, right?
Oh, wow.
And we were at sea for sort of 2 months at a time. And then I was a little factory hand, 18 years old, and for 2 months, all the fish guts and everything off the factory line would just wash into the floor and see sumps either side, right, off the factory floor.
Yeah.
And at the end of the trip, when you used to get back into Albany, someone had to go down into those sumps and bucket out with a rope and a bucket all the fish guts and 2 months worth.
So it's 2 months old as well.
Oh my God!
Do you know what my job was? I used to stand on the production line. I used to have a spoon. I used to scrape out the blood line and then rip out the a-hole off the fish and all the spare bits that go into the sump, and then they sent me down there
to fish it all out.
So you had to double handle all these fish guts.
Now, usually, wouldn't you have to be given protective gear nowadays before you went down to a situation like that? Because I don't know, because rotten fish guts get you sick.
I don't know that there's enough protective gear that could save you from that.
Well, you got in my mouth, so you know.
Luke, did you get paid well?
Mate, you know what? Deckhand, but I'm not even a deckhand, factory hand, $80 a day.
What?
Wow.
No expenses though while you're out there.
No.
And you've got sushi whenever you want it.
Has it put you off eating fish, Luke?
I wouldn't feed the Patagonian toothfish.
Yeah.
You know what you needed, no? You needed a ship full of soy sauce to come and pour itself into yours.
Exactly. Where is it when you need it? Oh, and was that just a product of being the youngest person there, so they made you do it?
Yeah. You know, it just made every single bad job that I've done since then.
Yeah.
Including the block. I used to think that, and I used to look back and go, you know what? It's not as bad as cleaning those stumps. So.
There you go. See, it sets you up for life.
Hey, Luke, are you watching this season?
Yeah.
Have you watched this season?
Yeah. Well, oh my God.
What did you think of the money they earned? Like the least anybody got was $650,000. The least.
Actually, what do you think about Adrian? Adrian, see, he basically said he went into it because he was going to make the girls win. So he went in there making the girls win. Yeah.
You know what? I looked at that and I said, Adrian, what an absolute legend, because those girls absolutely copped it there, and I think they got a bit of karma back. Yeah. And I only read last night, he's given away the whole,
the whole thing,
complex, everything.
Yeah.
Or you can take $8 million cash.
Dude, I'd love to be standing behind him when he's at the ATM and just have a look.
What have you got to notice?
Imagine now, I would bring friends to the ATM to show them.
I don't think you can count the numbers.
Yeah. You're a legend. Thanks, mate.
buddy. Jack's in Alkimos. Hello.
How you going?
Hey,
Jack. What did your boss make you do that seems like an abuse of your human rights?
So I was at work one day and somehow managed to accidentally shoot myself between the two nails with between the two knuckles, with a nail gun.
Oh, jeez. Not ideal.
And it wasn't the nicest feeling, but I told my boss, and they said, "Can you pack up all your tools first and then go take yourself to the doctors?" And I'm like, "Yeah, no worries." Somehow managed to do that, which is not the easiest thing to do when you got a nail sticking through your hand. But I was working in Fremantle, so the closest place was obviously Fremantle Hospital, and they said to me, "Nah, just once you're done, just go to the what's it called, the
Bunnings?
Business doctor.
I get a claw hammer.
Business doctor.
Rip it out.
Their local doctor they use for the company, and that was in Belmont. And I'm like, no, I'm not driving all the way to Belmont with a nail through my hand.
But everybody thought you were Jesus, so it was okay.
That's right. And I'm like, nah. But managed to get to the hospital all right, and then they said, don't put it through compo because we've had too many claims lately.
Oh,
you hurt yourself doing DIY. I'm like, okay.
Are you serious? So what's happening? What did they suggest? That you just hung a picture off it?
Yeah, they were like trying to tell a story to the doctor, and it's like, so how'd you do this? I'm like, I was just doing some work at home, and somehow managed to do this. And
somehow.
I felt so wrong, but
my dad was nailing my mum, and I got in the way.
So your boss made you, first of all, not get the care that you needed, and then lie about how you got the injury, so they didn't have a compo claim.
Correct.
Oh,
and then they're no longer around anymore, and I have, if anything goes wrong with my hand, I've got no comeback.
Oh, you haven't either.
Oh, wow.
Did you have to go back to work early too, Jack? How long did it take?
I think they said when they gave me all the good to go that afternoon, they're like, I told my boss, he goes, okay, so when can you come back to work? Really done.
We're a hand short.
Yeah, right. It was only an hour, wasn't a screw.
Yeah, exactly.
I actually had to go back that afternoon, and one of the boss met me there, and he was there to assist me with the extra help while I finished the job off.
Oh, that's big of them.
Oh, they actually very generous. Yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
You know,
That's a
you
lot
had
of
us until the
suffering.
end.
Yeah.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
If you've been listening to our show for a while, you know us, but if you're just tuning in and getting to know who we are people that have high morals.
We do.
Famously.
We don't like anything like sexy or
It's distracting,
risque.
Risque
I think it's a time and a place. It's in your bedroom, and to be quiet about it.
There's workplace laws.
And then there are, Shaun, workplaces have changed. David McClung, our
We're
boss.
good Christian folk.
We are good Christian, God-fearing folk.
Morning.
And David has walked in today, and David has got a lovely shirt on.
You look lovely, David.
But I personally think that it is one button undone too many.
You can see too much of his bare chest, Nathan.
It's not.
It is.
It's
I'm sorry.
distracting.
I don't think
I'm trying to work.
To be fair, I don't think that's true. Like,
It
if you
is.
do up that one, it'll be like he's a priest.
Women have been sent home from the workplace for less.
Not this one.
I'm not working out to not have this button.
This, David, this is when you're going to a party at Ibiza.
No,
It is not. I would have another one.
That would be he'd be wearing a mesh shirt
reckon
and
it's
it's
plus
open.
I just want to point it out because it's a problem in society these days. Men are doing up less buttons. Have you noticed?
So he's got the one at the collar.
So two. It's only two.
And then the next one down undone. It's not
at
exactly
work.
like we can see his name.
No, but it's gaping open. It's
not gaping open.
the suggestion of
This
sex.
sounds like a you problem, Nathan.
It is.
Now
Look
it's
at that.
gaping
Now,
open.
Sean, you wanted to call
Undo the
someone-
next one and show him how wrong it can really look, Dave.
Now, Sean wanted to call. So David will give you a uniform pass for today. The next person being called in the office, Sean called you in.
Well, it's Callie. I saw Callie out there, and she's wearing a lovely dress. But what
Sean,
same thing with David, right?
Sean.
You can see her shoulder, like her left shoulder.
She
like
has
she's
one of
showing
them.
full shoulder.
Bare shoulder.
And I'm married.
And then
You know
I
what
asked,
I mean?
because I didn't even see what Sean was talking about. I trust him because we go to church together. But I trust him. And then Sean said, and I said to Sean, wait there, is she showing her shoulder and
She
can
is.
you see her ankle?
I
And
can
what
see
did
her
you say?
ankle.
Sean, she walked and we saw her ankle.
And both her elbows.
Oh,
This
no.
is just outrageous.
I'm so sorry.
I know you're new to the building this year, but we don't sail in this ship.
It's too distracting.
You wait to see what I wear tomorrow now.
We know Nathan doesn't sail in this ship, but
I'm in the dinghy behind with a bunch of seamen.
anybody else you want to slut shame, Sean?
Wow. I was going to use the word if I wanted to now.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.